thank you again for allowing me to conclude the conversation or the recitation from Captain Ibrahim from Burkina Faso about the urgency of this moment. I mentioned to you every 820 episode is an urgency meeting. An urgency meeting about becoming aware of who and what you are, what you have within you, not what you have to go buy and get. It's about who you are and who we are together. But starting with you individually to recognize what you have within you. And I'm asking you to tap into that, uncover it, discover it, recover it, and share it. That thing called resilience. I hope we can come to not a conclusion, not a concurrence, but a wider understanding about what's inside of us, not the things on the margins that make us different, the things that connect us, the things called resilience. And this is a time to have that kind of discussion. Let's finish out the statement by Captain Ibrahim.
I say this to every African nation. Stop negotiating your dignity. Stop outsourcing your survival. The world does not respect countries that beg. The world respects countries that build. We must produce, not just protest. We must create, not just commemorate. And when the world refuses to open doors, we must build our own. Unity is not a dream. It is a strategy. They fear African unity more than African armies. They know that if Africa negotiates as one power, there is no G7, there is only G1. Africa, imagine one African currency, one African satellite system, one African defense pact, one African food reserve. This is not fantasy. This is foundation, but unity will never be given. It must be taken. Stop expecting justice from those who profit from injustice. Africa, how many times will you go to Paris and return with insult? How many times will you sign agreements that sign away your children? They do not come to save you. They come to study how you survive while they exploit your survival. So I say, do not ask the world to treat you equally. Build a world where you cannot be ignored. Africa, hold your ground. We are not behind time. We are before our destiny. And I promise you this, the world will resist a rising Africa. But resistance is proof of power. We are not here to fit into history. We are here to change it. It is not enough to awaken. We must build. The black world, Africa and her scattered sons and daughters, must construct what our enemies fear most: independence. Not symbolic independence, not flags and anthems, structural independence. In economy, in information, in defense. Economic power, from survival to sovereignty. We cannot remain consumers of other nations' factories. We must become owners of our own production. Diaspora capital must return not as donation, but as investment in African manufacturing, African agriculture, African technology. We must trade with each other before we trade with them. Education, replace their history with our truth. They educated us to admire their achievements while forgetting our own. From Timbuktu to Kush, from Aksum to Mali, we must reteach our greatness so that our children stop asking for permission to dream. Let every African child know, mathematics, astronomy, governance, we did it first. Media and voice, end the single story. We cannot allow our image to be painted by those who profit from our suffering. We need African-owned news agencies, Black-controlled media networks, platforms that do not show our hunger, but our potential, because the one who controls the narrative controls identity. Defense, protect what we build. A nation with no army invites invasion. A people with no defense invites manipulation. I am not calling for war. I am calling for readiness. Africa must never again rely on foreign soldiers to protect African soil, and the diaspora must know our global defense is not military, it is unity. The new generation must do what the old could not. United, we hold the numbers. United, we hold the resources. United, we hold the destiny. What is missing is not power, but plan. Let this be the plan. Build what we were never allowed to finish. Guard what we were always meant to own. To every son and daughter of the black world, this is my final call. They expected us to remain divided. They expected us to remain wounded. They expected us to remain grateful for chains with new names. But I stand before you to tell you, the era of gratitude is over. The era of greatness begins. You are not fighting for equality. You are fighting for existence. Equality inside a burning house means nothing. We are not here to be included. We are here to inherit. We do not want a seat at their table. We want our table, built on our terms, on our land, for our children. Remember this oath. No black child anywhere on earth should die in a world that his ancestors built. Not in America, not in Haiti, not in Brazil, not in Africa. We built the first civilizations. We built their wealth. We built their empires. Now, we must build ours. The time for mourning is over. We have cried for centuries. We have marched for decades. We have begged for lifetimes. But tears do not build nations. Action does. If you must cry, let it be the last tear you shed unarmed with purpose. To the black world, this is your order. Unite your voice. Unite your skills. Unite your resources. Not for revenge, for reconstruction. Build banks. Build schools. Build defense. Build memory. Let every generation say of us, they did not complain. They created. My last word, I do not speak to be applauded. I speak to be echoed. I may fall tomorrow. You may never see me again. But if my voice survives in you, then I have not fallen. I have multiplied. Wake up, stand up, build what they fear, a black world without permission. Because the day we stand as one, no power on earth can stand against us.
Isn't that wonderful? We're not here to make a proclamation or make a statement of revolt. What I speak of in the book, Resilience, the beauty of presence. I felt the beauty of presence in every word that Captain Ibrahim just spoke. It was, as I have said before, representative or even more profound than my statement about this being an urgency meeting in every 820 episode. He was calling out facts, calling out truth. I will never claim to have that eloquence that he does. I have one little small shingle out here, one little voice, that it is mine, but I get it from my creator, like you get yours from yours. But united, meaning we can communicate our personal, probably different, maybe disparate observations, but from the positive side, from the yes side, from the love side. Certainly we have other options. We can choose to be antagonists to each other or protagonists to each other. But can we work together? Can we listen to each other? Can we communicate from that commonness that was given to you and I before and since birth? That's what Captain Abraham was just talking about. I hope you take something of value from the past few episodes and maybe from this one that I've interjected minimally on what he has said very well and without any question. I hope it helps you on your journey today. So, again, pay attention. Please pay attention. Stay present. Stay current. And this is the time. The time, as I've told you before, it is always 8:20.